Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to show you how you can create a drop-down list in Excel without restricting what you can enter in there. So here I've got a sales order form. We've got order number, customer name, order date, salesperson, and product. So let's say I want to put a drop-down option for a product. So over here I've created a list of products, so laptop, smartwatch, headphones, TV, and tablet. So I'm going to turn this into a named range. I'm going to select these items and call this range products. Now that I've done that, I can go back here and select this cell for the product. On the data tab, I'm going to select the option for data validation, and I'm going to allow a list option. So I'm going to set this equal to products. Now I've got that in there, so I've got all my options there. So I can adjust that range if I needed to add more items, but it makes it really easy for someone to enter in their order and their order details and select a product. But one issue that this creates is if I enter a new product, let's say it's not in there, right? If I type in new product, I'm going to get an error message saying it doesn't match the data validation rules. So what we can do is go back into the data validation settings, and on this error alert, uncheck this to show an error after invalid data is entered. Now, obviously, this effectively negates the data validation, but it gives you a bit of flexibility because maybe your goal isn't to restrict the data, but instead give people the option to select from different drop-downs. But if there is another product that you want to put, you can now enter it in. So if I type in new product, it takes that entry, even though I've got a drop-down list that has other options. So in this case, you can use a drop-down list to help somebody enter in their selections, or perhaps the most common selections, but at the same time give them the flexibility to enter a free-form value that, if there's something new, or the list hasn't gotten updated yet, and you don't want someone to run into issues with their entry process erroring out. So that's one way you can get around that by just removing that error. Again, it will obviously negate the process. If your goal is to restrict data validation, then obviously you'll want to keep that error message there, and instead go about and making your changes to the product list and updating it that way. But if you want it just to be an aid to help someone with their data entry inputs, then you can remove that error, and then they have the ability to select from a predefined range of drop-down options, or they can enter their own. So that's how you can do that. A really easy way to do that. The key thing is just turning off that alert. So if you like this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.